West, we still haven't even begun to produce, and we're not going to because we can't. We are a dysfunctional society. We're the greatest thing in the world since sliced bread. We're the shining city on the hill. We don't work anymore, people. We don't work. We don't function the way we're supposed to. It's a sham. It's all a joke. $1 trillion a year to a U.S. military that can't win a war against the Houthi. It's that bad. And all of Europe's that way. That's why this exercise that they're running is just a joke and a half. If I were the Swedes, I'd immediately cancel my effort to join NATO because it's going to bankrupt. Mark my words, this interview today, January 25th, 2024, Scott Ritter is saying that joining NATO will destroy Sweden economically. They can't afford to join NATO because right now they have a very, very small military. This exercise is going to come through, and the first thing that's going to happen in the exercise is they're going to realize that this strategic line of communication connecting Norway through Sweden to Finland to reinforce the northern front that we just created by bringing Finland into NATO, they're going to go, can't sustain the traffic flow. So they're going to have to build up the infrastructure. We're talking billions of dollars to create a line of communication, which when the war starts is going to be destroyed by the Russians on day one. Day one. This is stupidity in the extreme, Sweden. You're going to go bankrupt. Your economy will not survive NATO membership, nor will Finland's. You're going to find out with this exercise that NATO can't do anything that it says it can do. They're going to lie about it, spin it, and all this stuff. But the reality is the post-exercise roundup, when everybody goes in, they're going to say, well, what needs to be done? And the laundry list of what's going to need to be done to bring NATO up to standards is going to be too long, too expansive, and too expensive. This is the reality. NATO is finished. It's over for NATO. It may last another 10 years, but NATO has killed itself because it can't afford to be what it wants to be, even though there's no need for it to be that. Russia's not going to attack NATO. It just isn't in the works. But you can't have this conversation today because nobody wants to have it. The Russophobia that's gripped this nation has blinded people to reality. It's USA, USA, USA. Look, you're not going to find a more patriotic person than me. Garland, I know you're a patriot too. We love our country, and we'll put it all on the line for our country. But being patriotic doesn't equate to being stupid or blind. The best patriot's a thinking patriot, someone who takes a look at the facts, someone who is grounded in values and principles set forth in the Constitution that's supposed to define us, who we are as a people. And a true patriot recognizes when we have deviated so far from course that the number one priority of America is to redirect ourselves back on track to who we want to be and not lie about things, not distort things. Russia is not our enemy. Straight up said it. Russia is not our enemy. But if we want to make them our enemy, then Russia will be the worst nightmare we've ever had because we ain't going to beat Russia any day of the week.
Scott Ritter.